This isn't just a war machine, it's a space wolf who refused to die. Hey everyone, welcome to Bash and Brush. And in today's video I'm going to be taking possibly one of the most bland dreadnoughts I personally think GW have ever made and turn him into an ancient Fenrisian warrior. Now the first thing I had to do was raid my giant pile of sprues to find all the dreadnoughty space wolfy bits that I have. And as you can see here, I've got quite a few. And usually when it comes to space wolfy kitbashes, I start off with carving off any more generic codex compliant iconography, but I wanted to start this guy off with fixing the worst part of the miniature for me, and that's his really long skinny legs. So in order to bulk that lower half out, I found this giant wolf pelt, which I believe is from the old Space Wolves Dreadnought kit, and with a bit of trimming at the top, I just glued it on as a sort of pelty loincloth, just again to bulk out that lower half. And speaking of bulking out the lower half, the next thing I did was get out these leg armor panels, again from the old Space Wolves Dreadnought kit, and I wanted to glue them on that kind of flat upper thigh bit, I guess you call it, but I also wanted it to go with the natural shape and flow of this miniature. So I got out my little marker there, marked out the curve of the rounded joint, and then I just used my hobby knife to just carefully carve out that curve. Now I did a bit of dry fitting to try and see if it was at the right curvature and all that. Then I just used my hobby knife to carve a little bit more, just go back and forth like that until I felt it fit right. And as you can see here, with those three little simple details added onto the bottom half of this miniature, it already looks 10 times better in my opinion, because it was my least favorite part of this entire miniature. Now the next step was trimming down some of those imperial iconography things, and the first one I did was the crux on the chest. Now I spent quite a bit of time carving this, sanding it to get it really flat. In the end I ended up just covering it up with a pelt, which we'll get to later, so this was kind of a pointless step. And the other thing I had to do was carve off that kind of skull slash eagle aquila legs on the chest, the middle of the chest. And again I just used my hobby knife to get rid of that detail, because we're going to be gluing something else on in a second. But a quick little tip slash maybe something weird that I personally do, but if I'm ever planning out pelts or capes or something like that, I'll actually get some blue tack and kind of get into rough shape of what my idea is and stick it onto the miniature just to kind of get that general silhouette and see what it might look like. But going back to that middle chest bit, I found this kind of diamondy skull and crossbones thing that matches the icon on the leg armor, and I just glued that into the center there. Now I did think maybe a wolf skull would have been better, but I don't know, you let me know in the comments below on that one. But now on to possibly the most important step of this entire miniature, and that's adding that giant fur pelt onto the shoulder. Now because the fur is going to be hanging off the model, I needed a firm base to build up the fur on. And in order to do that, I mix in a bit of milliput into my green stuff. It just hardens it up and it's not as soft and rubbery in the end. Like I said, when it comes to putting the fur on and I'm pushing down on it, the pelt's not going to move around. Now with this giant ball of green put, as always keeping my tools and my surface wet, I use my paintbrush as a rolling pin just to flatten it out to a thickness that I wanted. Then I place that blob onto the kind of shoulder pad area, seeing maybe where I want to cut and all that kind of stuff. Then I take it back off that model and I just start slicing the rough shape that I want. Again, this is supposed to be a raggedy leather pelt, so it doesn't need to be perfect. And what I actually did at this point was I just left the pelt on the actual model itself and I went in with my hobby knife to then cut out the shape. Now this is usually much easier if you've got like little tiny scissors, but I couldn't find mine, so I was trying to do it with my hobby knife. But as you can see here, I got the rough shape that I wanted, but there's a bit more damage on that back corner than I wanted, so I just put another strip of green put on top of that just to kind of smooth it out. And speaking of smoothing things out, I just whipped out my silicone shaper here, again keeping everything wet, and I just used that to push everything down onto the model, smooth everything out and get it into the position that I wanted. But as I was working on this, I thought, well, just a giant fur pelt's going to be extremely boring. I had some of that green put still lying around, so I cut out two long flat strips and I just crisscrossed them across the top of the model because one, it adds a little bit of extra detail, but two, it also shows that something's actually holding this onto the model. It's strapped down. But one of the reasons why I did this so early in the build is because I need this to set before I start putting the fur on. So I moved on to the next step, which is putting on this giant bone trophy rack. Now I've had this in my collection for a long time. I've always wanted a reason to use it, and I thought, well, this is the perfect time for it. Again, this is from the original Space Wolves Dreadnought kit, I believe. And the only thing I had to do was add a bit of a curve to the base of this bit because it didn't fit quite flush. Again, just using my hobby knife, I just kind of scraped away a bit of plastic in the center, giving it a bit of a rounded edge to it. But now that that was on there, giving this thing a bit more of a savage tribal look, I found this gun with this giant Space Wolfy decorative chain on it, and I sliced that chain off, originally planning on sticking this at the bottom of the las gun. But I kind of felt like it didn't really fit the silhouette all that well, and I ended up deciding on sticking it on the rocket launcher arm. I thought it'd fit there quite nicely. Again, the other side with the las cannon gun thing, there's going to be a giant wolf pelt, and it's just very busy, so I felt like the other side needed a bit more pizzazz. And speaking of adding more detail to that side of the model, again, I got this diamond shaped wolfy decorative thing from, I think, the Space Wolves Dreadnought kit, but it might have been from the Stormfang gunship or whatever it's called. Don't even think it exists anymore. And yeah, I thought that bit looked really cool. It ties in with the little diamondy shaped things that were going on with this guy, and yeah, I just glued that on. And then it was on to this bit here, which I believe might be from the Gargant's kit from Age of Sigmar. And it's another bit I've had in my collection for a long time that I've wanted to find a use for. And like I said, just having that plain fur pelt just felt a bit boring to me. And I wanted this guy to have, like I said, an ancient, kind of savagey, swamp, shamany vibe. I don't know if that makes any sense. But yeah, these rough bits of rope tying up these skulls, I just glued them under the fur pelt, and I thought it was a nice little detail. And as you can see on the other side, I also glued some bones and skulls, which I think might be from like the skeletons from Age of Sigmar, the older kit anyway. I just like the idea of this guy having some ancient bones hidden underneath this fur. But now on to the next step, which a lot of people might disagree with, and that's purity seals. Now I usually will get rid of them for Space Wolves, and I know a lot of people don't like them on Space Wolves. But for this particular guy, I kind of like the idea that these aren't really purity seals, they're more like tales and sagas that this guy's been through. Because obviously he's a dreadnought, he could be hundreds if not thousands of years old. And in my little headcanon, this is just little, again, sagas from battles he's been through, and they've just been like pinned onto his armor. But now that green putt was set, and it was time to put the fur on. Now this was an extremely painstaking task because I made this area super big, so there was a lot of fur I had to add on. Now as always with all these Space Wolfy videos I do in this saga of building my army up, I always have to mention I do have a full video and a YouTube short on how to do green stuff first. So I'm not going to go through it in this video, but one thing I will say is I used a lot more chunkier pieces of fur just to kind of bulk it out and try and get it done a bit quicker, which didn't really work, I guess. But while I was building up the fur, I kind of thought, again, this whole shoulder pad was just the fur and it just looked boring. So I glued down this one bone on the back of the miniature, again kind of tying in with all those skulls and bony bits dangling off of him. And I glued on a wolf skull at the front of the miniature, one for a bit more visual interest, but also to kind of tie in with the decorative bit on the other side. And when doing the fur, I just kind of made sure that the fur overlapped these bits just to incorporate them into the miniature a bit more. But with that being said, it's time to slap some paint on this bad boy, at least to a level that brings him to life, and I can showcase it for you guys. But as always, like I've been saying in the last couple of videos, if you do find any value in what I do on the channel, then consider maybe joining my YouTube memberships or Patreon, or even using my affiliate link in the description below. It really helps the channel grow. But now onto the completed showcase. And there you have him, ladies and gents, in all his ancient savage warrior glory. Now I'm not gonna lie, like I said in the beginning of this video, that this isn't my favorite dreadnought that Games Workshop has ever made, but I think I've done enough to 1. Make me actually really like the model, and 2. Make it fit into my Space Wolves army. But more importantly, let me know what you think of this miniature, and also I need a name for this guy. So if you got any ideas, let me know in the comments below. And the third thing I need to know in the comments below is I haven't done the base for this guy because I'm still kind of iffy on what I want to do for my army. And I've been looking at 3D printed base toppers from like Grey Tide Studios. I've heard they're pretty good, and Epic Basing. So if you've got any suggestions, let me know in the comments below. But as always, do you know the YouTubey stuff? Like, share, subscribe. And like I mentioned a few seconds ago, if you'd like these videos to continue and see the army grow and everything else I do on the channel, then check out all the links in the description below to support the channel. But until the next video, maybe check out this playlist and this video that I've linked here for more Space Wolfy goodness. But yeah, until the next one guys, bye bye.